Hi guys, it's Christina with Heart Acres Homestead, and I'm here with farmer boy Adric as well. We are going to come out here and do some work in the garden. We wanted to give you guys an update of things that have kind of changed in the last few days since we've done the front yard tour. And so we just wanted to take you around and just kind of let you see, hi Einie, let you see everything that we're working on and what we're doing. So, chicken girls are out. Biggest change is that Bean is the male, our little brown duck. And so we moved Bean. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's back there between the pallets, but he's back there with Donuts now. So we've got the two boys on that side of the yard. And then we moved Duncan, my very old duck, in here with Muffin, and she is hiding right there. Muffy! Muffy. So the boys are close enough to the girls that they think they're still taking care of them, but they're not in their same area where they're constantly trying to breed and everything. So there's Bean and Muffin. Hi guys. Hi Beanie. So at nighttime we are putting the boys back with their girls to sleep in their houses, and in the daytime we just separate them. And so the two boys are actually doing really well together during the daytime, but it's mostly Bean, my little brown one down there. He cries for Muffin if we don't put him back together, and so we let him sleep together, and transition seems to be going good. Duncan is actually starting to heal from all of her breeding marks and pools and stuff from Donuts. And so she's actually, for being as old as she is, she's actually looking really good right now. There's Muffin. That's my Muffin right there. Muffin.
Drinking dirty water?
Well, no, Naya changed it this morning, so.
No, they're drinking that water down there.
Oh, yeah, they like that. Okay, so here is the front part of the garden, which is predominantly flowers. We have the nasturtiums back here. Everything's a little bit hot. We didn't water yet because we have a 50% chance of rain today. And so I'm kind of just letting everybody struggle. And then if it doesn't rain, we'll water tonight. That is my mammoth sunflower there. It has finally topped the chicken coop now, surpassed it. So it's getting huge. The stalk is definitely mammoth. These are the patty pans in here, and
Was this guy once seeable?
yes, he was, and everything's grown up around it.
That's crazy.
So I was talking to Adric earlier and talking about just the size of these leaves and how big they've gotten, and so my black petunias, which I absolutely adore, are under there. I'm starting to get flowers on the patty pan, but I don't see fruit yet. The oldest was out here this morning, Naya. She was looking, taking care of the ducks and the chickens and looking at all the plants, and she said we finally have so many pollinators back here. It's pretty exciting. The alyssum is spreading really well. The geraniums are quite happy. I still have snapdragons blooming in here. This was a marigold that I planted from the front back here. It's gotten big. Definitely just a ton of flowers in this little area. I thought it was going to stay empty most of the season here. And hold on. Oh, these tote lids. Hopefully after this season, we're going to get out here and we're going to run another layer of chicken wire or netting or something so that next spring I don't have them reaching through and eating everything. So anyway, here's this other very tall one. It's catching up quickly to the first one. Yeah. We are going to plant there some more marigolds, but they're the white, really big. I don't know.
It's spelled Tishan. That's how it's spelled.
Taishan African.
Tishan,
Yeah.
African.
And then I got these two lamb's ears I want to plant also. So that's what we're going to do come coming out here as soon as I'm done with the video. The mint is doing well. The marigolds, the morning glories are blooming, and they're kind of struggling in this little pot here because they're not getting quite enough water. Of course, my hose sprung a leak in it, and so it's made watering a little bit more difficult, but... All right, so here's the Tabasco, and so far there's just one. These guys are supposed to ripen to red. Oh, no, I've got two now. They're supposed to ripen to red when they're ready. The birds, the ducks and chickens, had pecked these. I don't know if you see these little things here because I had them over there by the fence. Oh no, look, there's another one, 3. Oh, it's starting to really pop them out now. So anyway, all these bites in the leaves here, that was from those guys. So I had to move it because they had pulled all the flowers off of it. These are my dwarf teddy bear sunflowers. So that's all these little guys down here, and they're about ready to start opening. Oh, I forgot to mention these guys here. I fell in love with these. These are called Cupid's dart, and they sound like paper. And they open to these really neat, down here, these purple flowers. Oh, I love those. I will definitely grow those again next year. I had to take all of the pots out of here because the birds kept reaching through and eating everything. And so next year, hopefully I can, get that wire run there so that the girls aren't eating everything. And then I'm not going to plant as many nasturtiums because there's 3 in here and they're encroaching on everything that's coming forward. There's those black petunias that I absolutely adore.
And there's the covered elf.
Yep, and then my little elephant I picked up at a yard sale. And the purslane is in there. That's this guy right here. It was. So anyway, that's that part. I do have a couple lima beans, but you can't see them. So I'm hoping to maybe kind of make some small little flower beds to go behind this so it contains it better and so that I can weed better. Actually, it's still pretty damp out here. We must have got quite a bit of rain. Okay, so coming on this side here, this was an I don't know plant. I'm beginning to think that it's a spaghetti squash, which makes me very happy because the spaghetti squash I have out front is very sick. And so I just pulled this one off the ground so that she gets airflow, and she's starting to really trellis and kind of go up here already. She's grabbing stuff, so that's cool. And some more marigolds, petunias. Yeah, he's okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so later on this week, the kids and I are going to have to come and make some strings to put alongside of this so that we can get the cucumbers to start climbing up this because I want them to go up the whole cat house here. But these are all the cucumbers. My mom just gave me these guys out of her garden, so I got to get these guys planted. And I'm going to put them back here where it's a little bit more shady, just so that it draws some more pollinators over here. I've got my, I think, loofah gourd coming up right here.
Loofah gourd? What's a loofah gourd look like?
You'll see.
Oh wait, I think it's...
And then some more morning glories. And then I've got some sweet peas here that are just now starting to climb onto the fence. And I got to get a few more of those. My mom gave me this ground cover as she was going through hers. The morning glories coming up this side, which I just love the way that looks. And then the hanging baskets. I don't know that I'm going to do baskets next year. These have become so much more work than I was anticipating. And I just don't want to invest the energy into it. They dry out so fast in Colorado. The heats that we get here, I can't stay on top of keeping moist for them and stuff. So next year, probably won't be doing those guys. But anyway, they're doing okay. We're keeping them alive. They're in the shade. These are some more sweet peas, which they're starting to... We had pulled a whole basket earlier in the week. I had actually done a tour on the same day we did the front yard tour. And of course, it didn't work. I lost the whole video. And so, yeah, I had a whole basket of veggies I wanted to show you guys. And We've already eaten it. But these guys, they may be slowing down because it is getting so hot. So in another week or two, I'm actually going to see if I can't get a panel, a cattle panel, some kind of fencing put up here where these pots are at, so that I can go ahead and just grow the beans, the peas on this side. So, all right, so that's my second batch of potatoes there.
Mom, we've got one here.
Okay, I'm not in there yet, honey. Hold on. All right, so here's 2 more patty pans here. And these guys are a little bit further behind the other ones because I had to move them because the ducks and chickens were eating them.
Why did they go after all the plants?
We've got a bunch of weeding we need to do again too because I want to start putting the other fall veggies out here. These are the baby kale. They're growing quick, growing big. The walking onions are starting new. I don't know if you guys can see this over here. They're starting some new little sprouts, so that's cool. There's a sprout there. There's one here, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. Or 3 there even, so. But yeah, hey, you know what? You could come in here and start pulling some of these before they start taking over. All right, so here's the view from behind the cat house looking into the veggie garden.
And this one's got some vegetables.
Yep, we'll go take a closer look in a second.
This one will need to be harvested because one of them's small, but it's ready. It appears to be ready.
Oh, somebody got one of the peaches and ate it off of our peach tree. It's right here. Like the squirrel, someone. Not human, someone. Squirrels or cats or I don't know. That's my rosemary. These sunflowers. These are all sunflowers that came from the animal cages from the kids cleaning their hamsters and stuff too. Man, they're the best sunflowers.
Wait. Oh,
When you guys were dumping the hamster cages out here?
Well,
Yeah.
when I was,
Yeah. Oh, this tomato. She's doing good.
the wood's hot.
Oh.
It's really hot today.
All right, so these are all the squashes. And we've gotten rain almost every single day. Maybe not a lot, but enough that the plants are quite happy. Look at the size of those flowers in there. Oh, that one's connected to a fruit.
That one
Yep,
looks
don't
like
pull
it's
on her.
female.
Yep, this one back here. Oh, that one's got a bee in it. Can you see it eating? Oh, I love it. She's going to town in there. Look at on this side.
This one?
Yeah. Oh, you scared it.
I scared a bee.
These are the tomatillos,
Tomatillos.
and they're flowering. Oh, and these flowers are absolutely gorgeous. Oh, that's the patty pan. And
That's weird. It's
We've
flat.
never grown these before.
Uh-huh.
This is our first time, so that's what the fruit looks like. I can't wait to taste it.
No joke about that.
This is our tomato that was an experiment. We had heard that if the top of your tomato got broke, it was dead. It wasn't going to grow. And this one had awesome leaves at the bottom of it. And my mom didn't want to just fully kill it. And I said, well, I've got room. Let me take it and see what happens. And so I did. And I just chopped the lower leaves off finally because they were starting to kind of rot and not do well. But all of this growth here is since Father's Day. And so she's actually doing quite well. Cherokee purple, I think, is what she remembered it being. So we'll see. But, all right. Oh, look. Okay, so there's one big zucchini right there. Aini is being bad. Oh, here's another one here. We had our first 3 2 nights ago, and oh, they were so good. And there's one there, and there's 2 on this one. So, doing well. I definitely gotta get out here and weed. We're gonna put some more of this black weed fabric down, the boy and I, just so that we can kind of lower the amount of weeding we have to do. So this is the eggplants, and I just took off these frames because I don't think the bees were getting in here to pollinate. There's lots of flowers, but I'm not getting any fruit. And so now I've got flowers opening all over the place. So hopefully soon we will start getting eggplant. These are the long Japanese ones. And oh, my favorite. I love the way these taste. So, all right. And then the boy was talking about pumpkin. So there's our first pumpkin. And this is the mammoth plant that she is. I actually had 2 more started on here. It is heavy, yep. 2 more started on here, but I had to move branches around now, so I've lost track of where they were. So it'd be awesome if we got at least 3 off of the one plant. Not quite sure how I'm gonna trellis her around as she keeps growing here, but I love how massive she is. So, all right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blueberries. And the one at the end was newest and came with the berries already on it, but they're starting to ripen, so they're almost ready. These are the asparagus. We pluralize them instead of saying just asparagus. We call them the asparagus. So these are the asparagus. They're just hanging out back here, being buds and growing, and
Being cute.
they are adorable. I just freaking love them. This is the tallest one, I think. They're starting to get heavy, and so I have got to get some string, which is pretty hot right now, so I don't know that the boy and I are going to get that far, but we've got to try and get them staked up so that they quit falling over. But oh my goodness, I love asparagus. I'm so glad that they will just keep coming back, and all I've got to do is stake them up, keep them wet. This is the yellow squash. Ooh, they're angry. They're very dry back here. I'm going to get these guys watered. But there is some yellow squash started. A couple spots in here. I've got a couple of them. So I got to get them watered. They're pretty hot. Oh yeah, the last 3 peaches I had on here are completely gone. Dang squirrels. And they broke a bunch of branches too. Ugh.
Why is it that nothing messes with our big peach tree over there?
Well, she hasn't fruited in a couple years now, so I got to get on their vitamins. All right, so this little guy down here, this is my ground cherry, and they get these little pods, and then the fruit grows inside of them. And so the pods are starting to come up.
This is the ground cherry?
Right here. Yep. They call them garden candy. So we've never had those before. That's a new plant to us this year, so we're going to see what those taste like.
Hopefully we can get Titan sunflowers next year.
Next year I want the Titan sunflowers, yep. All right, oh, the kale back here is angry too. All right, so I have that kale, that one, the dinosaur kale, and then the purple kale. And these guys are about ready. We can start harvesting them now. But we will wait until it cools down. Hopefully we get rain. If not, I need to get out here and water. These 2 are Big Jim peppers, which were rumored to be hot, but they're not.
Are there any?
Yeah, there's this one. This one's getting pretty good size here.
Do you want me to get this?
No, not yet. Let's let it go one more day. Looks like a bunch of new flowers are starting to come out, though.
There's another one on the other side.
Oh yeah, yep.
But you don't want me
Not
to
yet. We'll clip them. Maybe tomorrow.
Should I go get the scissors if there's anything we need to cut?
Baby, not yet. It's too hot. I don't want to clip yet. All right, so this is the one that we harvested the purple beans from. My favorite bean by far. Definitely going to plant some more of those here in another week. And so these are all beans coming down this way. And then I've got various bush beans coming down this way too. So the okra, I lost one during our last hailstorm. The others made it. So these are all the okra. I actually just pulled all the flowers off because I want them to continue working on their size and not the flowers. And so now that I did that, they're really starting to shoot up there because they're not putting the energy into the flowers.
What are these again?
Those are morning glories.
They're going crazy now.
This little one right here had one flower on it, and I was hoping to get out here and get the picture, but yep, I got an okra started on that one. He's so tiny, but he had flowered before I caught it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Oh, I got a bunch more beans. Look at this. This one we just, oh, great producers. I pulled this guy clean, and we've been snacking on those all week. So definitely, those were the Kentucky Wonders, I think. My favorite bean. I will definitely grow a lot of those. So, Caterpillar Army, one has moved into its chrysalis stage, and we have one left that's still just eating and chomping and growing. And then I bought some herbs for the house, and so we've been using those, and there was an egg that hatched, and so we have Walter in the house. And so when we are using the herbs, we have to make sure we don't eat him. And so we've just been kind of watching him go through. We saw his first molt. I thought he had died. But yeah, it was just his molt. So these guys here, I think are my, gosh, I want to say the asparagus bean or the yard long runner. I think they're the same bean, basically. Here is where I have my other lamb's ear. And I'm not quite sure if I'm going to plant those other two there. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to stick those guys yet. So I'm going to move them into the shade, water them, and then tonight when it cools down, I'll come in here and decide where I'm going to put my new marigolds and the flowers my mom gave me and the two lamb's ears that are right there. So, oh, look, I didn't even see this one opened. Look at her. Oh. There she is. Look at that. Oh. Sunflowers are my favorite flower. Oh. I love it. Yeah, so my mammoth ones, almost as tall as the house. My little dwarf guys are about ready to open. My little chihuahua sunning himself. Right there. Emmy, what are you doing? Silly. Yep, so things are growing. I gotta start working on getting those cucumbers trained to start going up the back end of this house here. And then I want to get one cattle panel over there for snap peas. And I would like to do an arch right here for other gourds, melons maybe, because this is the full sun area out here. So anyway, that is where we're at. Hopefully come the fall here I can work on the duck boy area over there, and I'd like to eventually move all of the ducks over onto that side so that they're not in with the hens at all. They get along well, but the ducks are just so messy. They love having that water and that pool, and so it is just constantly wet in there, and I don't like that for my chicken girls. It's not the best for them. So everybody's molting. There are feathers everywhere. So it looks like we've got birds that have exploded back here, so we've got to get feathers up. I do love when the little wild birds come and grab them and they make nests with them and whatnot, but I'm kind of past that phase now, so there's just a lot of unused feathers. So anyway, that's where we're at. I still have a few beans coming up, and we've got a lot of work, a lot of weeding. It never stops. So anyway, this has been my little oasis out here, my little wonderland, and we will keep growing as we go. So there's the update for now. We will come back and share with you guys after we get new places and new plants planted in new places, and we get things staked up and changed, get weed fabric down, and we'll give you an update then. Yes?
Bye. Are we gonna say the bye for now?
You can say bye.
Bye for now.
My little YouTuber in the making here. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you being on this journey with us, and have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.